Welcome to tamsguitar.com, and the topic is F major chord. Actually, this is the introductory lesson for bar chords, your first step towards bar chords. But I'll show you a few shortcuts so that you won't have to play these bar chords. But I would recommend you parallelly practice the easy fingerings as well as the bar chords. So once you are done with the bar chords, then you can play them properly. But before that, you can use these shortcuts. So right now it's time for you to pause the video and copy it down. So these are the shapes I've drawn. I've given you enough time. So let us get into the mechanism of it, the theory behind it, and then we'll start playing. See, you need to remember this thing. Every bar chord comes from an open chord. As simple as that. This F major chord, it comes from the E chord. As you can see, the E shape I've drawn here. So you'll get the idea exactly. If you compare these two shapes, you'll see that these two are similar, but the only difference is here we have open strings in E, but in F we don't have that. So that's why we need to put our first finger across the fretboard in order to play the bar chord, or to bar these notes, because we've got one finger left. See, all the fingers are exhausted and only one finger is left, but we need to play 3 notes. So that's why we are taking the help of the first finger to play all the chords. So this is a bar chord. You bar your first finger across the fret, and exactly the same shape for these two chords. So let us get to the playing part. So this is your E major. So in order to make it an F, you need to see everything is shape oriented. Right now you can see the E is like this, but actually it's not. The first string, 6th string, and the second string is open as I showed you in the diagram. So actually it's like this without your first finger, because you don't need your finger in order to play the open string. So that's why it's actually like this. But when you want to play the F major chord, that means you need to move the entire system 1 fret up. So it will be like this. And now see, you have to play, put a bar across this. So that's why we need to change our fingering in order to get the first finger. So this is the fingering. And see, when you are playing a bar chord, the most important thing is, where are you keeping the thumb? So as I've already told you in different videos, so we consider the working area. Here our working area is 3 frets. So in this 3 fret, we are putting all our fingers. So the best place to keep your thumb is at the center. So behind the 2nd fret preferably, or behind the 2nd finger, the middle finger, you keep your thumb and bend your wrist. And there's another thing. In order to get the proper sound, you need to tilt your first finger this way. And this is quite difficult for a beginner. If you are playing this for the first time, then it will be quite difficult for you. But no worries, we'll learn how to break this shape up. We'll keep these 3 fingers intact, and we'll try to subtract few notes from this barred side. So there's few options. Let us get to the diagram. So instead of playing all the notes here, what we can do is we can neglect the 6th string. So our bar will become a shorter version bar. So that is across 2 strings. This is half bar, many people call. Whatever, so the rest of the fingers are same, and what you are doing with your first finger is you are putting it across these 2 strings. And the best thing to do is, whenever you are playing a bar chord, and you should make sure your fingers shouldn't cross the required number of strings. For example, what I'm trying to say is, see, here we are supposed to play a 2-string bar, so make sure the first finger is across 2 strings, and a little bit it can move up in order to touch or mute or whatever the third string. So I've seen many people, they are playing a 2-string bar but they are keeping their finger like this. There's no point. Okay, so it will be like this. This is a half bar, and here you'll have to strictly avoid the 6th string, because you're not playing the first fret, so that's why you're not supposed to touch it, because if you are playing this, you will end up playing the open string, which we don't want. And the next option is this one. See, we are not going to put a bar at all. We are going to take the 2nd string and leave the 6th and the 1st string. So this is a pretty simple shape. So it will be like this, the easiest of the lot. So even if you can't play a bar chord, you'll be able to play F major chord. That's a good news. And for this, we don't need to keep our finger behind as we used to do in case of bar chord, because in bar chords we need to have a lot of strength so that the fingers come in place. So we cannot put our thumb here, it won't sound. See, for bar chord I'm doing it like this. Oh. See, but when I'm playing a plain and simple F major chord with no bar, I can put my finger here. So this thumb is actually handy because this position rather, it can mute the 6th string, so you can easily strum. See, it's muted. And muting the 1st string is the easiest thing on earth, because it'll be automatically muted if you tilt your 1st finger. So this is your shortcut F major shape. So keep on working with your bar chord, and I've shown you these 2 shapes. So initially, if you can't play a deadly bar chord, you'll be able to at least play the F major chord. And there's another thing, all the bar chords, all the chords are movable, as I said at the beginning of the video, which means F is coming from E. So similarly, if we move it half step, we are getting F sharp major chord. So the thing for you to remember is, this is a major shape, as simple as that. And when it's in the 1st fret, see that this area is ruled by this note. This is the 1st fret. We are supposed to play it like this. This is the root note, so this is F. Your 1st finger is the tracker. Even if you are not playing a full bar chord, you keep this in mind. Your 1st finger will tell you which chord it is. Your 1st finger will guide you through the 6th string. So the note on the 6th string will be the name of the chord. For example, your 1st finger is on the 1st fret, so 1st fret 6th string is the name of the chord. As we all know, it's coming from E major shape, E shape, 6th string open is E, and then we are moving it 1 fret, 6th string 1st fret is F, and then you keep on moving it F sharp major, G major. So this is another fingering for G major. It's open, and this is E shape G major, and so on. If you move it up here, this is 8th fret. See, the 1st finger is on the 8th fret, so 6th string 8th fret is C note. So this is your C major. So have fun. See you next time. I'll be coming back with more videos on chord shifting from F major. And there's another thing before I end this video. This F major chord, I've seen many people playing this shape. They don't bar. One of them is Mr. David Gilmour of Pink Floyd. So if you watch any of his concerts, you'll see him playing these kind of chord shapes rather than these. So don't worry. See you next time. Bye bye.